Hey guys, it's Mike from Just Car People Things. Wanted to show a little bit of show and tell here regarding doing some work on these aftermarket Sidestep bars that are on our Project 2004 Toyota Tundra. And one thing we've noticed is they do have some pretty substantial, not substantial, but they do have some rust on them in a way that you're never going to be able to fully rehab. Once chrome starts to really rust, it's hard to bring it back without re-chroming it. That being said, we do have some Eagle One Never Dull here. This is a great product. It's relatively inexpensive, probably $6-7 for this little jar. You get this basically impregnated kind of wool product that's kind of gross smelling, and what you do with it is you just scrub it on, and this has some kind of mild abrasive to it and some protectivity to it. So you try to avoid the plastic because the plastic is going to stain a little bit if you get this on here. It's almost like a car wax when it dries. And what I want to do is just try to clean this up a little bit, just make it a little less ugly than it is right now. So I just airballed my chance at really making this not get this gross. And you don't want to really treat this with anything, because if you're stepping on it, it's going to get slippery. But you can see already I'm starting to pull some kind of junk and crud off the chrome here, or this piece of stainless. And what you'll see happen is that it'll start to look more like a piece of stainless or chrome. And you're never going to clean off that rust spot altogether that's over there, but you'll certainly take, some what I would call 6 out of 10 chrome and turn it into maybe 8 out of 10 chrome, and just go through, and you can see what happens there when you start pulling off kind of the junk around the edges. And this is an area that never really gets cleaned, right? You go through a car wash, the car wash never really cleans this, and it is what it is. So what I want to do is when somebody sees this rolling down the road, they think, oh man, that guy's got some really nice clean running boards. And this seems like a little minor thing, but we just pulled a lot of these kind of irony looking rust stains off this. And you can see it's all accumulated here on this piece of treated wool. And that's pretty much it right there. So we can come back through, take a kind of like a Class B microfiber. Your Class A is what you're putting wax on the car with, which I just did. I love that scalloped look that drying wax has when you do it with a good microfiber. But here we come through and just remove the residue of that Never Dull. And that looks pretty significant better. Look at some of the junk that came off with just that one treatment down here, and you can see there's some of that rust, and this is just going to shine this up. It's just going to make it look a little bit nicer. Maybe not brand new or perfect, but definitely better than it's ever looked in recent history. And there we go. Now there's some other work that's got to be done here. I'm probably going to get under here and spray paint this pinch well that's starting to show a little bit of that rust. The underbody on this Tundra is not as clean as perhaps you guys that live in the South would never see any snow or salt, but we are in a salt state here, which is a real bummer. And probably ultimately, another 100,000 miles from now will be the death of this truck as rust sort of takes it from us. But that just goes to show you what a couple minutes just with a little bit of simple product. And keep in mind, you can make another pass with this. If you see a spot where you're like, man, I don't really like how that looks right there, and you really want to get in there and just, put a little muscle into it. This has a little bit of abrasiveness to it. Come and wipe that off, and you see how much shinier that is right there, and doesn't have some of that spotting that you see on the rest of it. So just top tip, you can use this on your exhaust. You can even use this on chrome wheels. Relatively cheap product, good stuff. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments. Please, we really appreciate it when you like and subscribe and get to check out all our cool car stuff and see things like our 1LE and occasionally our S2000 and this little bit of a project we've got going with this Toyota Tundra. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you liking and subscribing. Have a great evening.